It was a cloudy afternoon when a young boy named Ethan sat alone on a park bench, holding a crumpled report card in his hand. The red marks on the paper told the story he had failed in 2 subjects. His dream of becoming a pilot seemed to drift further away. His father had always expected a lot from him, but this time Ethan didn't even have the courage to go home. As he sat there lost in thought, an old man selling tea nearby noticed him. The man with wrinkled hands and kind eyes slowly walked over and asked gently, "Why do you look so broken, son?" Ethan sighed and said, "I failed my exams. My dad's going to be so disappointed. I studied, but nothing worked. I think I'm just not good enough." The old man smiled softly and said, "You know, when I was your age, I wanted to become a teacher, but life had other plans. My father passed away early, and I had to start working to feed my family. I began selling tea thinking it was the end of my dreams. But over time, I realized something: every ending gives birth to a new beginning, only if we decide to move forward." Ethan looked up, a little confused. The old man pointed to a small tree near the park wall. "Do you see that tree?" He said, "I planted it 10 years ago when it was just a weak twig. People laughed at me and said it would never grow because the soil here is too dry. But I watered it every day, even when I saw no change. Look at it now, it gives shade to hundreds of people. That's what patience and the right timing can do." Ethan stayed silent, but those words started to make sense. The old man placed his hand on Ethan's shoulder and said gently, "Failure is never the end. It's just a sign that you need to try differently, not stop trying. Make the right decision now to stand up again." Those words hit Ethan deeply. He thanked the old man, went home, and instead of hiding his report card, he showed it to his father. His father looked angry at first, but before he could say anything, Ethan said, "Dad, I failed. But I promise this won't happen again. I'll work harder and prove that I can do it." His father was quiet for a moment and then said, "All right, son. Let's start fresh tomorrow." From that day on, Ethan completely changed. He woke up early, made a study schedule, and focused on understanding rather than memorizing. He watched online lectures, asked questions fearlessly, and never missed a day of practice. Months later, when the next exams came, he was nervous but confident. When the results were announced, Ethan stood first in his class. His teachers praised his improvement, and his father hugged him with tears in his eyes. Years passed, and Ethan worked hard to fulfill his childhood dream. He became a pilot. One day, while flying a commercial airplane high above the clouds, he remembered that old man in the park and smiled. That man's words had changed his entire life. He realized that one small decision, the decision not to give up that day, had completely changed his destiny. Later, in an interview, Ethan said, "Sometimes life gives you 2 roads, one easy and one right. The easy road is giving up. The right road is trying again. And when you choose the right one at the right time, success will always follow." The story of Ethan reminds us of one truth: failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a step toward it. The right decision, made at the right time, can turn any defeat into victory and any weakness into strength.